So hello, Marc.
Hi,
Thank you.
Julien.
Thank you for having us in your studio.
Welcome.
Tell us a bit about Cluster and the story behind it.
So basically, Cluster was incorporated in 2015, and it was after a last contract in a big VFX facility that I decided to try to go on my own. And at first, it started as a drone and a gimbal camera shooting to get more into directing, but it eventually brought me back to visual effects and post-production. So we're in our 4 to 5 years now in business. We just took a office recently, which includes a green screen studio and a DI suite and a few other 3D workstations. So we're the range of clients we're actually aiming for is actually quite large. The reason why is I call often my studio a lab because of our size and the fact that we touch from shooting all the way to visual effects, because a lot of our competitors do have similar service, but we're trying to offer that little extra. So basically you can come and shoot, edit, do coloring, but also if you have visual effects, even invisible ones, like it does offer a 360 solution.
And how you envision the training, how you envision integrate people into your company?
Aha, that's an excellent question, Julien. So basically, I already started, even though I'm relatively small right now. My goal is to actually put all the processes that we're creating, since we're starting from scratch. So installing a software is being documented. I've created 30 videos for basic nuke training as a way to actually give back to more junior compositors or student learning compositing. But also it's a library for studios and at the same time for my studio also. So basically I'll be evolving that library, so it's an online guide to anybody coming on to Cluster. Right now the videos are really basic in terms of they're not like a full-on explanation of all my tips and tricks for now, but eventually they'll evolve into that. To the general public, the channel will eventually evolve into also what it means to be sitting at a desk and doing visual effects day in and day out. So it's going to be like my experience in the field, to try to give that back to the younger compositors, to try to drive them out. I'm going to talk about the long term, because we're a few that now have 20, 25, 30 years of experience in the field, but I want to share the personal issues you can face if you're not careful with your health, with your personal relationships and stuff. So I want to go really in depth to try to help as many people that they want to watch the videos. That's really my goal, because I was at a point 4 years ago that I started not liking VFX, and for me that was admitting a lot, because I love movie making in general. That's why you're seeing that I shoot, I edit, I touch everything. And that's why, like you were talking about clients, that's why clients coming here.
Any advice for the young ones to...
Actually, I have a lot of advice for young ones, but I would say, if somebody's just starting out his career or finishing school, I would actually look into the companies that you really want to start working at, or a nice close second, and try to stick to that company. There's a lot of movement right now, and I'm very pro team building. That's why I say try to find a nice company, make it your own for a while, and make sure you grow a little bit before just jumping around, because we're seeing a lot of people just jumping around in general right now. And so the foundations of those artists aren't strong because you haven't been through a lot with one team. And I think the team building is an important factor that is being left out these days.
Where is it located in Montreal, the studio?
It's located in the Rosemont. It's a good spot. The company that I bought here, that was here before me, had the green screen studio. So that's why I made like A plus B plus C. I was like, oh, this is great. Shooting studio, DI suite, a few artists station. We can output a lot of stuff. So it was fun. Like we're trying to keep VFX fun. And when I say VFX, it's the filmmaking process in general. If it's simple, and I've seen it happen, like often more is a random strike of luck that you get a team, because most teams are assembled like upon people's availability. So to have something that fits in one package for 1 or 2 days is I find a miracle every time I see it. Everything needs to be fun. We're creative people. We're having fun. I think everybody, like all the production that I've seen that had fun on set, it's transparent, and I'm a strong believer of that. One of my recent example that I watched a making of, and I was like, yeah, like the movie is exactly what you're seeing in a behind the scenes was Ant-Man and the Wasp. I had such a blast watching that. The visual effects were fun. Like it just showed like people had a lot of fun on set doing it. So
wow,
yeah,
that's a perfect conclusion for for our conversation.
Perfect.
And I have to say you're going to be present at HUB Montreal in November, so showcasing a bit the project from A to Z can deliver. So we're happy to have you on board. Thank you, Marc.
Thanks.